Hey guys, thanks for checking out the Bucked Up Podcast. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like and subscribe button, we have new episodes coming out every Monday and Thursday. Let's get into it.
It was at this moment that he knew.
He bucked up.
Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you have fucked up.
I give off big Eeyore energy.
I love Eeyore is my shit.
That's
Eeyore.
what I'm saying. He's a vibe.
I was like, if I had to pick, I'm not, you know what? I hate like what it's, I hate doing the stereotype, but I do have like different personalities. So I'm probably like each one of them. I really am probably each one of them. Sometimes I'm Piggy, sometimes I'm like, or Piglet and Tigger.
Are they like, is it like, what sign are you? What Winnie the Pooh?
There's just different
sign?
personalities.
I understand.
Like, Tigger's all tweaked out.
Mhm.
Piglet, what was she?
I'm big Winnie the Pooh energy.
Me too. And then that's yeah. Get that money. Get that honey money.
Yeah, no, the podcast yesterday would not have been good. We took 1,500 milligram edibles. You got lit at lunch.
So like I got lit at lunch. Okay. And then long story short, I called someone that I probably shouldn't have called to like be my designated driver. And he kind of triggered me in the car. And, you know, in the past, he has hit me. And I thought I was in danger and it kind of triggered something. So I kicked the windshield and that shit just like sobered me up for one thing. And
wait, you kicked the windshield?
like, yeah.
Shattered it?
I'll show you a picture right now. It's it sobered me up. Let me
I bet. Is your foot okay? Damn.
So that's when I was on the way to you.
Yeah, I understand.
We were on the freeway and I was like, get the fuck out of my car. We were in the front. I was like, get the fuck out. Like I at that point, it's not even games anymore. It's like, my parents are going to kill me.
Imagine if you had to go through that. And then I'm just like, so what was it like painting the Tanatox for? It's just right out.
And I was so, you know what? You could have been talking to me and I would have just been laying down and I'd just be like, it was great. I started it like 3 different times. I worked on it 3 different times.
No, I'm just saying yesterday was not the right day.
It wasn't. It really wasn't. But I'm glad it worked out today because I felt so bad. I saw your DM and I was like, fuck. But then I was just like, you know, I tend, when bad things happen, I tend to kind of just freeze, like was analysis paralysis. And then I just can't do nothing. So then I'll just watch my phone go ding, ding, ding. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with this.
No,
yeah. And then I was just like, you know what? I was like, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep like going with this cycle and this pattern because it always ends up worse. I was like, let me just head on, deal with this shit. Be an adult, not get Jawad really pissed off. Cause you know, Jawad know people in high places. You know Jay-Z.
Yeah, Jawad's gonna call up Jay-Z and be like, she showed up late to the Bucked Up Podcast blacklister.
No, for real. That's my biggest fear in everything. That's why
he told me not to mention him unless we were shouting him out.
Well, that was a shout out. Wait, is that why he called you? He couldn't tell me that.
Also, look at how straight Jay is sitting, so he's not on camera. That's the best posture I've ever seen him with.
He's just like, if I breathe out, I will
be on camera. No, and then you called me and I didn't know your phone number.
I know. That's why I was like,
so I was like,
I should text him because I know he'll answer. But like, I was already getting ready because I was like, I don't know what they have going on today. And I should have like called you maybe in the afternoon. I was like, it's nighttime. They probably have plans. They're in LA. All this shit's going on. And I was just like, I'm gonna keep calling until he answers. I don't give a fuck. Like, and I get anxious texting. So that's why I was doing audio messages when I was driving.
Oh yeah, while we were at Roscoe's.
So that's just my thing. So I was like, I'm gonna keep calling till he answers. And then you answered. And then I was like, hi. And you were like, who is this? And I was like, you don't know who I am. And I was like, of course he doesn't know who I am.
Yeah, I didn't know. I saw an LA number, but you called twice. So I was like, I guess I have to answer.
Yeah.
And we were in Dr. Green Thumbs.
Was Be Real there?
No.
Let me tell you this story about like when I was promoting my first art show. It was my 21st birthday, but I was like 20 then. So, you know, Be Real, actually, the reason I know him is because he found my work and he started to get into oil painting. And he was like, you've inspired me. Like, I didn't think oil painting was this dope. And
That's insane.
And like,
you said that over the phone and I was like, what? Like you would say, yeah.
No, and like, so, you know, he was like, I want to interview for like Dr. Green Thumbs, but I've seen the Dr. Green Thumbs, you know, they want to like smoke and do all this. And I was there like, dare to be different, guys. Dare to be different. And I see all the little comments like, who the fuck is this bitch? Like, who the fuck is this?
It's like you not smoking on this podcast.
But you know what? It's already going to sound like I'm high as shit. So it's like, come on.
Nah, so you inspired him to get into oil.
Yeah. And like, I always called him Uncle B. Like, and if you really look back, I think he still posts some now. Like, he's really good. And like, I remember I would always like comment. I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so proud of your progress. And then he would comment back and he goes, oh my God, that means so much coming from you. And everyone's like, what the fuck is this conversation? Like,
but I feel like you're very humble with who you are.
You know, I don't, because I guess, you know, like most people kind of get a big head because it's like, oh, I know this person. I don't. And then it kind of brings value. Most of the people I meet, I don't really know their accomplishments or who they are. And I don't really ask. I'm just like, I'm a painter. What do you do? Oh, I do this. Oh, cool. Like, and then, you know, you start talking to them like, and I'm so rude because if I find out it's like music I don't like, I won't be able to hide my face where I'm just like, so like, let me not even hear your music. Like, let me just buy
what type of shit don't you like?
I don't want to say it.
You have to. Come on.
Okay, so, you know, there was, so it's this guy named Alvin Worthy. So no. Okay,
Yo.
that's my brother. The first time,
I was about to be like, are you talking?
So the thing with this is, because of my bipolar, certain like the beats, like if they're too hard, it triggers something in me. So I do like, that's why I listen to a lot of like, you know, things that you would drink like lean to, not like, you know, it's just a very calm thing. It's just because it triggers something in me. It's not anything against the music, but and my ex was the biggest Griselda fan. So like, you know, we're listening to Fly God and I was just like freaking out in the car because we're driving to Atlanta to go deliver Tana Talk 3. And I'm like, yo, like this boom, boom, boom. I'm like, fuck, I'm like, my heart's like shaking and I'm like, I can't do this. And then, but you know, we get there and Alvin is like the most like, he's always like the encounter was like, it was like a family reunion type thing. You know, he came out with his teeth all like diamonds and I was like, damn, I was like, I need that. And like the whole night, I was like looking at all his jewelry. Then I was like sitting with his daughter and it was just like a family vibe. And then I told him, I said, so I'm like, I'm not really with this fake shit. And I was like, I really love you, but I don't think I feel comfortable calling you West Side Gun because I'm gonna just be real. I'm not really with the rap, not really with the music, but I love you so much as a person. So I'm just really going to call you Alvin. And he was just like, he introduced himself as Alvin too. Because I think he already knew I was on that tip. And then I was like, okay, because I don't want to be.
That's some of those gangster shit I've ever heard. No, but you're the only person who's ever said that.
Let me even tell you about this whole thing with Gibbs. Like, I'll show you the video. It's funny, but I don't want to sound like a name dropper now, but it's how I kind of function. I think there's very few people that I'd be like, oh my God, it's like I feed off a lot of people's energies and I know their hearts. And I think being who I am in the industry, like I was like a little nerdy Asian, 19 years old. I was trying to break into an industry that didn't really have room for artists that were painting. It was like at the time, people were painting artists to get to the backstage of the shows. What I was doing is I was trying to paint artists, not to get the artist's attention. I was trying to sell it to the fans. I was doing a business. It was like a business of the heart.
Can I shake your hand right there?
So it was like very hard, me being who I am, and then everything going on. I had to fight a lot of, oh, this is cultural appropriation. This is like, you're taking advantage of it. And I go, no, I'm a fan. I'm only painting people that I love and look up to. And as a fan, I'm like providing a service that I wish was there so I can buy but no one's doing it. So let me do it, you know?
Yeah.
And it was a lot of like, people were like, what are your intentions really? Because you're not giving it to the artist. Like I've had artists, can I have this? And I'm just like, no. And then I'm like, but I'm not trying to sell it to you either. I kind of need this for my show. So you can take a picture of it type deal. And I think it was just that transparency where it was like, I don't want to say a lot of people were wondering what my intentions are, but I think the musicians themselves, they're like, okay, like she's just about her business and she's a really kind soul. And she's really not like, you know, any girl, when they call a rapper by their government name, you already know what the deal is.
Yeah.
But then it's like, then there's me, and I'm not going to call you by your rapper name because I don't want to feel like that person, but I'm not calling you by your government name because I'm trying to do something. It's just,
that's who he, yeah,
just,
the reason I shook your head that is because like I get the same questions. Like I get and I'm not on the like, but I get the same thing. But I did that because like I'm doing it because this is like for me, like
you're doing what
it doesn't
you love.
It doesn't matter. Like
what
it's weird that people even see it.
Yeah.
Like it's like this is my journal.
Yeah.
And it's just people happen to like it or see it or whatever. But I'm doing this for me.
Everyone always has the whole. So what's the niche or what's the thing? And it's just like there's no.
Or are you gonna play up? The, like
and I'm just like no, like this is just a passion. And like who said that there has to be some prereq of how you look like, how your personality is, what your background is to be in this type of like. And that's how I like early on just, and I'm so glad, you know, before it was a struggle, but I'm so glad that that's how I was raised up, because when I started to get a little more like known, then when I would see it someone happening to someone else, I'd just be like, yo, like, why is this an issue? Why is this a factor right now? Like, we all have one common thing, that we fuck with the music, we fuck with the industry, we fuck with this community. Who said that this has to be some like exclusive ass, like only like that's not fun. It's not fun. And mostly it's fake. And I'm just not with it.
You talk about like the niche, like what's your niche? It's like you kind of find it when you don't look for it.
Yeah.
Like you kind of just like you become, and then you're like, oh, I do fit into this puzzle somehow without even trying.
Yeah.
Like, it's like anything in life, whether it be a relationship or whatever. It's like if you're looking for it, it's not gonna happen.
And like that's the thing with niches. It's like once you find it, and I think once you find it and it's there, the rule should be what's understood doesn't need to be said. And like everyone wants to go, but how did that work in the beginning? Like, why does it matter? It's working now. Let's not go back to it. It's working now.
Saying that, I do want to. You said you had your first show at 19.
Oh, at 21.
At 21.
It was like the last minute thing, you know. I think I was at a point in my life where I was like, I don't really know. It was like March, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing in my life? I'm about to turn 21. I think I was planning to go to Vegas because that's what everyone was trying to do. And then
college?
No, I had dropped out. Oh, no, I was in college still. I was doing 18 units, and I was just very, I don't want to say unhappy. I was probably a little successful, but I wasn't fulfilled.
Successful in what?
I had already been selling like, you know, I was doing my art stuff on Tumblr. So I was selling like posters, and I was doing the stickers went crazy. Like, cause I used to go to the colleges and like drop like a pack of stickers. And then people were like, yo, what the fuck is this? And then I had my website in the back. So, you know, a little guerrilla marketing. And I had some like notoriety because I was like, you know, I was always hanging around with like Blue and Exile. And then before that, I was with the Odd Future guys. That's actually how I like started kind of with Tyler. Oh, I love that. That's the only one I
would. I was watching some interview you were doing from a long time ago where you were like, I dropped off a picture and I was like, how did she even know him before? You know, like, and so that was your like first introduction into the music scene.
Like and this is before I even started painting. I just loved them. I love their personalities. I just wanted to be around them. I was such a big fan, stalkerish. And I would literally I would buy a bunch of tacos, and I would go to the Future store, and then I would go to the Supreme store, and I'd be like, hey guys, do you guys want tacos? Do you want some like cookies or anything? And they're just like, yeah, for sure. And I'm just like, yeah, so what are you guys doing?
Not doing art, anything.
No, I haven't even started like doing art at all. So that went on for like maybe 5 months. And then it was like Tyler's birthday, March 2014. I want to say 2014 or 2013, somewhere in there, whenever he turned 22. And we were talking about it. And I was just like, at this time, Tyler has treated me with so much hospitality.
And he only knew you from you bringing tacos and shit.
Like just chill, like,
Yeah, no, I get it.
And at this time, like they weren't so big. They were just a bunch of 20-year-olds who they're making their dreams come true, that all their friends are working at the like shop. So it was a very chill vibe. It was very, I'm so happy that, because that's not even the case now.
No, yeah.
And I was like, if this was a time Frank Ocean could walk inside and wouldn't get bombarded. Like it was just normal. So that was that time.
I remember I loved them at that time. I love them now, but like
Frank Ocean could never. Frank Ocean could never.
How about Earl?
Earl wasn't back yet. So he was still like, everyone was still on their free hour shit. Like,
all right. So 5 months into you bringing food. It
was like, what are we going to get Tyler? And me I was so in love with that man in every way. I was like, ooh, I'm going to go fucking rent a Lamborghini so he can drive a Lamborghini. Like, I'm just trying to figure out the most, but also it's like, girl, you are like 19. You got no money. What the fuck are you talking about? You going to like make him fall in love with you by giving him a great ass gift? So then we were sitting there and I was like, what do you get someone that can buy himself anything? And then I was like, okay, I'm going to bake him a cake. I'm gonna show you the cake. The cake's cute. And then I'm gonna paint him a portrait. I had like some stuff that like, I got a C in art in high school. Like I wasn't like, I know a lot of people are like, you're just being humble. Like, no, I wasn't really a good artist at all. So I painted him like a portrait.
I got a C- in stand-up comedy in college. So I understand.
You're the funniest motherfucker I know. And I know a lot of funny motherfuckers.
You got a C in art. I understand.
Maybe that's what it is. C's get degrees. You know what they say?
C's get degrees.
Shit, we already graduated from the school of like.
Fuck all these. Fuck all these A students.
Shit, they ain't shit.
So you bake him a cake and you paint him a picture. Not painting before that, really? Just like,
I took like art in high school. So like I had the stuff, but it wasn't.
You just had a vision.
No, it's just like, I don't know. It's just let me figure out what to paint. Like, I'm going to show you like, and it wasn't anything I was so gassed about, but I thought it was like, like when you write a card for your mom, like it's a thoughtful gift, like, oh, maybe he'll keep it because blah, blah, blah. It was like that type of energy. So then I send him, I put all the way back. I drop off the thing. And then the next time I see him, he's like, oh, and I remember this is like back when like Instagram was all different. And he had like the @fuck Tyler mentioned you in his da-da-da-da.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, yo, this is crazy and blah, blah, blah. And then all the Odd Future fans were on my Instagram. And then when I saw Tyler, he was like, yo, is this oil paint? And I was just like, shit, I don't know. Is there different paints? Like, I really didn't know. I was just using what I had from high school. And he was like, dog, this shit's really hard to work with. And if this was your first time working with it, you need to pursue it because you have a natural talent. And, at that time, I should have took it as, all right, I have a natural talent. Let's make this my goal. But no, I was like, okay, if my baby daddy telling me to do this, every time I come here, I'm going to come with a new painting. And I'll be like, hi, Tyler, look what I did today. And that's what happened. Like, for like the next maybe year, I would come with a new painting and he would just like critique me and I'd just be like, oh my God, thank you.
You were just in love with him.
I was just in love with him.
You were dick-inspired.
Yeah, I was in every way. And
that guy, dick-inspiration got you into.
And I didn't even get the dick, but it's okay. I got something more. Out of it.
Of course you did.
Because within a year of just painting, fucking around, I was like, yo, I'm in love with painting more than Tyler. I was in love with painting it. I was so like, feeling lost for so long, like, and I was just doing the most in school. And I was like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, let me show you the thing. Oh, let me show you the cake first. Right. So this was the cake.
Oh, that's dope as shit.
There was
everybody listening. Go to It's Mariel on Instagram and go
scroll-
all the way back.
And scroll all the way down for like 20 minutes. But you know, there was that music video where it was like the wrestlers and it was like Fuki Buki. Like that was the same shit.
That's dope as fuck.
And then I painted him. So this was like,
And that's the first one you
Yeah.
ever did. That is crazy.
so like, you know, and it's just kind of like, at the time, like looking back at it, it was just like, I was always like, I'm so thankful because Tyler said that. But then as I got older and more mature, like around like maybe, I probably thought about it maybe last year, where it's like, yeah, the painting was good, but it wasn't good. Like realistically, he didn't have to gas me up like that. And I think the thing is like, he has always stood for like the underdog and just kind of like inspiring them. And it's like, who the fuck's like, people would tell them they can't skate because they're Black. And then it's like, who the fuck was anyone to tell me you can't paint Black portraits because you're Asian? It's just, I know it's probably not that deep, but he didn't have to. And it's like, he didn't have to encourage me like that. And I think about how far I went with my career. And I'm just like, bro, like if he didn't do that, like, I don't know if I ever would have found this. I wouldn't have pursued it. I wouldn't have wasted a year painting because I was bored.
Yeah.
And
so when you're sitting painting that for the first time, what are you thinking your future is going to be?
Tyler gonna love me. Tyler gonna love me. He gonna kiss me. We gonna be besties forever. It's like,
I know it's hard to go back to that. But
no,
like,
I think I was really lost at the time. And I was really trying to find where I belonged. And I think, you know, I didn't really think that's where I belonged, but it's like someone that you looked up to said, okay, you should do this. It's like, who am I not to even try?
No, when I was like 18 years old, Conway talked to me for like 40 minutes outside of a show. And we had a real good conversation. I didn't even start the podcast till 2 years ago, but that I always said he didn't have to talk to me. No one like,
you know what? I forgot you were a baby. I was like, Conway 2 years ago. I was like, okay. I'm like thinking this is way back.
This is like 6 years ago.
6 years ago?
Yeah, I'm 24. So I was 18 6 years ago.
So was Griselda like...
They weren't popular.
So you're like the OG fans.
Like you with Tyler, when you're talking about your origin story,
was this before Tana Talk 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so you haven't popped off yet.
Exactly.
Let's just be real. The artwork on Tana Talk 3 was amazing.
That was the turning point. The turning point in the Griselda game was the art on Tana Talk 3. Do you know how many girls walk into my room, see the rug, and are like, what the fuck?
You have the rug?
I have the rug.
Oh my God.
I was either that or the Hitler rug, but I was dating a Jewish girl at the time.
God.
And I was like, I can't have a Hitler rug on my floor.
I'm so thankful. Thank you.
No,
I mean, like, I want to say thank you because
he has one too.
Your girl did design them, did think of them, did order them, did that with the China people, manufactured it. You know, it's not me, but, you know, I'm gonna say that. I'm a mess. They're gonna listen to this. They're gonna be so mad.
Okay. Well, I do want to talk about that, but your origin story does remind me a lot of like.
Let me show you this. Like it's so cute. This isn't even the first one. This is probably like the third painting I did for him.
Yes, how can I forget? This is crazy.
That one is crazy.
I don't use the word crazy in my vocabulary, but you know, he said it so many times. I just like let it go.
Is insane better?
Yeah, anything but crazy.
No, I understand.
But that was actually like,
it's beautiful. That's a beautiful like.
Okay, Tyler, just stop talking. But that was the whole thing when I had my first art show. I was stuck and it was like March and like my birthday was in April and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to do 21 portraits. My birthday was like in 24 days. I was like, I'm going to do 21 portraits, new ones to celebrate my 21st birthday. And I don't give a fuck. And it's going to happen. And that was actually like the last painting of my like portrait series.
Okay. Oh, that was?
Yeah.
You were talking about how like you wanted it to do it for you. But in the beginning, you were doing it for the like.
No, I mean,
But when did you?
the show I was doing for me.
Yeah. But he inspired you enough past just being like to like it being a career.
Yeah, it was because I was doing it for a good year before I realized, holy shit, like there was no like gradual thing. I was just like, like the way I remember it was like I was painting. And then maybe it was around like New Year. Cause you start like really like talking about like, oh, what have I learned this year and this and that? And what do I want for next year? And I was just like, oh shit. Like, I think I love painting and I think this is what I meant to do. And I don't really fit into, and that's the thing. I never fit in the art world. And that was like a harsh like reality check for me. But then I was like, but I don't really care. Like if I have to make my own lane to make this happen, because it was something that it was beyond Tyler. It was just, I started to realize I people watched and I'm very empathetic. I'm an empath, but I totally am. Like I feed off people's energies and like, it was a lot for me growing up, like not really understanding why people never understood me. And that it made me really angry. And like, I didn't like that. And then it was over time, I was like, let me figure out why they're having a hard time understanding me. Let me understand them so I don't get so angry and so hurt. And that's when I realized I was like, that's what I do when I paint portraits. I'm just really trying to understand who this person is and what their emotions are and just kind of, and also like be like, this is my collab with them. It's not like I'm ever going to meet Kanye. And it's like, it was just such a like fulfilling thing. Like, and I loved it so much. And I was just like, gross. Who am I?
Do you still love it?
I was afraid that I stopped loving it the past few months. Like,
because I saw your post on Instagram.
It's like, I the way I moved for so long was a lot of people, because a lot of my peers are very successful, very like in their own way, not in their own way, in their career fields. And we're all the same age. We're all young. And it's like seeing everyone glow up and like make a foundation for themselves. And it's just still like, I'm just, okay, you're just painting and you're just making it by. And I'm like, bro, like painting is so expensive. Don't talk to me that I'm just fucking around buying babe. Like, stop.
Do you feel that though? Like, I feel like other people wouldn't see that in you.
I do, honestly, which is weird. And I know it's my insecurity, but I've always I remember I had an interview and I was crying and I was like, I don't want people to use me as an inspiration. Like, I think I'm more of the, what is it? The tale, like the cautious tale, the cautionary tale. Like, let them learn from my mistakes. So like, let me be very transparent. Let me tell you guys about all my losses and all my wins and how I would do it differently, because I do believe that there is something here. And if it's not going to be me that's going to succeed, let it be someone else. Like,
but you are succeeding.
In your eyes? I don't know.
And yes, but all right. But I feel that same way. If I succeed in my own eyes, then what's the point of pushing forward? But
I think like not like a lot of people are like, it's your low self-esteem. And I go, no, it's not my low self-esteem. I think it's, I know what my capabilities are and I'm not reaching those. I'm not even reaching my minimum. And that's what messes with me, where I'm like, no. Yeah, maybe I'm successful right now, but I should be more successful because what I'm capable of isn't what I'm portraying or what I'm giving out.
But isn't that reach what getting to success is? Like, if you see that and you're like, well, if I'm not at there now, then I'll never be there, then that's failure. But if you see that and you're like, well, that's something to reach towards.
No, it's like,
because you just told me that you signed on your first gallery.
Oh yeah.
Like, no,
but that's not supposed to, I don't want to say it's not something that I shouldn't be celebrating, because it should be. And I think that's what I forgot. I forgot to celebrate my accomplishments for like a long time. But it's also like, I've been saying art show season. It's my whole thing was I always do a show during my birthday. and I had stopped doing it. And then eventually I stopped doing shows. So it was like, well, yes, this is a big thing that I just leased for my gallery, but should have been something that had been happening annually. And this was like, it already stopped before the pandemic. So I can't blame the pandemic for it.
But you're doing it again instead of like pushing it off another year.
No, and that's another thing. My management is trying to make me, like, there was a lot of things going on. They were just like, maybe we have to push it. And I go, no. Because the thing with me now is I'm starting to lose hope in myself. And that kind of sucks. And it's like, I let a lot of things go, but when it starts to affect my relationship with painting, that's where I'm like, I can't let this keep going. And it's been like this for months. And like, I understand people are like, but your work is so good. And I go, it's good, but you can't lie to me and tell me that the soul that used to be in my paintings, when you look back, it's not the same thing you're seeing now. Like I appreciate the love, but I also appreciate the honesty. So you guys can't look at me and tell me it's up to par. Success
isn't the internal feeling that you have for something. I do understand that, because even at my top points, I might be at my darkest in real life, and people are like, they don't understand that maybe I'm not working on myself enough.
Success doesn't mean that you're fulfilled. And that's what a lot of people don't want to understand. They want to say, oh, but you're making this much money and this and that. And you're not, but it's not fulfilling. It's not feeding my soul.
What makes you feel fulfilled?
So, okay, this is my secret. I don't know how to paint. I really, in my heart, don't know how to paint, but I know when it's time to paint. With that said, it's like I step in front of a canvas and my hand kind of automatically moves, and it is what it is.
What do you think takes over you? You spiritual, like?
I know God gifted it to me. I know that for a fact. And that's how he communicates with me. And that's how I'm able, because it's weird, because I had a show in Venice and I think it was a picture of Vince Staples, or might have been Vince Staples, but it was like these two like really like corny ass like white people. Like they didn't know they didn't know anyone. And they're just like, oh, this is nice. But then there was one painting, Vince Staples. They were super drawn to it. And then the wife starts crying. And I'm like, you're a big fan? Like, like, why are you crying? And she goes, I don't know any idea who this is, but there's like an energy here that I can't I don't know what it is and I can't shake it, but I can't stop feeling it. And she was like, I need this in my house. And I'm there like thinking about what was going on in my life when I painted this. And I didn't want to talk to her about it because it was really deep, because I'm able to transmute these emotions into the paintings, but I don't really, you don't really tell people what's going on, because at the end of the day, they're like,
it almost doesn't even matter who you're painting at.
Yeah. And that's why, like, when everyone's like, you just paint like rappers and this and that, and I go, yeah, but you're feeling something else. Like, I think a lot of people don't understand, especially when you see it in person. You're a fan of it, but there's people who don't even know and they're feeling those emotions. And that's what I'm pouring my soul out. That's how I transmute it into something like positive. So when I'm unable to do that, because it's like, it's just kind of natural. If I'm unable to do that, then it's like you're being forced to just paint these things. And it's like you're a machine and it's a job. And I know I should probably learn how to separate being an artist and being a person, but it's become too much of my identity where it destroys me if I can't. And it's not an ego thing, because everyone's like, you're just in your ego. And I go, no. If the only way I could really understand how I feel is to paint and get these emotions out so they don't linger and they don't like manifest into like anger. Like, if I can't do that, then I'm not painting right. If I'm not painting right, I have no purpose in life. If I have no purpose in life, I'm not happy. If I'm not happy, I don't want to be here. If I don't want to be here, I get suicidal. And everyone's like, well, you're making money and you're doing this. And I go, so what am I going to do with that? Sleep with it at night and cry with it at night? That doesn't do anything for me. And I think that's why a lot of people are like, you're so ungrateful and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, no, like, I've been painting rappers for 10 years, being slept on. A lot of people don't really know the accomplishments I've done. And that's fine, because the reason I got into this is because I'm crying. How gross.
I've cried. No, don't feel.
The reason I got into this is because, like, you know, it saved me. It saved me. And not only did it save me, it has brought me into rooms that I would never be in. And it introduced me to people that I can consider family for life. And I love the relationships I have with these people, not because, oh my God, they're Grammy winners or this, and they're this person. Like, I don't really care about all of that. My whole thing has always been relationships and knowing that you have my best interest at heart. I have your best interest at heart. And it's like just from my beginnings where I had to fight people to explain why I deserve to be in this room and why, like, you know, why it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense to like go from there to be in a room full of like, you know,
Yeah.
and feel like family and be treated like family. And not even on the tip or because I did these album covers, but they say, no, she's the most down to earth person. And it was like, that was what I was always looking for. And that's what painting has given me. And that's what music has given me. And that's what, it doesn't matter what genre or who has beef with who, it's just, that's what it did. So I get so emotional to where I feel the moment I stop, if I'm not able to transmute these emotions into the paintings, I'm scared that I'm going to lose all my family. So like, I know that's not the case because I know that like they'll fuck with me no matter what, but it's like scary.
No, yeah. I do. That's because you think like you can't stop. Like you think you can't take a week off. You can't take a month off because you're like, who else does that? And you think, who's going to remember me in that time? Like but you need that time sometimes.
No, yeah. Like I probably taken months. I always ghost, but I'll come back and things will be back to normal. So it started to get.
When you take breaks, do you do stuff for yourself? Like, do you find fulfillment outside of art?
And I've never found anything outside of painting that has made me happy. So music,
listening to it.
But then like, I think it's so connected now where I'm listening to music. It's like, I want to paint.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I paint listening to music and the painting's not coming out good. Then somehow it ruins the music for me. And I'm just like, bro, I'm not going to because I'm trying to force it. You know, when you hold on to something too tight, that's not yours. It's not meant to be. It should just flow.
Can you only paint like rappers? Like, is that how your brain portraits? Is that how your brain like?
Yeah. Cause I need some way to make the emotion show in the face. And then the colors, like they don't always have to be rappers. Like I've done a lot of very emotional grandmas in my day.
Grandmas?
Yeah, like commissions.
Grandmas and rappers.
Everyone wants their like family painted.
I understand.
But of course it's like, I'm not going to post people's personal paintings. Like the rappers are all my personal paintings. So that's all my Instagram.
Yeah.
But I just love portraits. Like I love people. That's why like I don't be going out because I just be staring at people and they're like, why are you staring at me? And I'm just like, ooh, your face, like you had a little green right here. You have a little.
Where do you, in those tough moments, how do you keep yourself going?
I think as of right now, in the past, I had a lot of suicidal ideations and I was very open about all of it. And these were like not, oh, I'm going to kill myself if you guys don't want me to, tell me. No, these were like, let me stay quiet and I'm going to attempt it and it doesn't work. And I hate myself because I even fail at killing myself type deal. And it was a very dark time. And once I started to get like, I found out I was bipolar because I found out I was bipolar because everything was going right and there was no reason to be sad. And I was just like, hey, like, I think I really need to get help because I've been in this dark space for so long. I'm back home. Everything's light. Like, I have no reason to be sad, but I feel real sad. So then I found out I was bipolar and you know, originally I had like depression, anxiety. So they were giving me like antidepressants. But I guess when you're bipolar, if you're taking those meds, it's making the bipolar worse. So I was on the wrong meds and finally like got into all that. And I was just like, oh shit. Like,
how long were you on the wrong meds for?
Shit, maybe like 5 years. There's a lot of damage. Like,
I'm sorry.
it's okay. And I think that was another thing where when I had gone to Atlanta, I was like batshit crazy. Like, you knew like there was something wrong with me.
When you were dropping off the
Because at that time, like, and that's what I love about Atlanta and the music scene there. Not to like shit on anywhere else, but they're very like Southern hospitality is so fucking real. Like, it's not even like, and I think everyone knew but didn't say she's going through something. So everyone kind of treaded lightly with me. And they were just like, oh, what do you need, baby? Like, da da da. And like, even Mike Will, who's like my best friend, like not even like the name, he's literally my best friend in the world. When we were with him, he didn't know I painted yet, but he came up to me and he was just like, hey, so this is gonna sound weird, but I really need to like protect you and your energy because you're very vulnerable. And I think he was like, there's a lot of light in you and you don't realize that, but like I gotta protect you. And then he was like, what do you do? And then I was like, oh, you want to see my Instagram?
That's beautiful that he would do that.
And it was just like,
damn.
That's when I realized, like, that's why I said I'm tapped in. Like, people, you can't fake energy. And there's a lot of people, like, there's a lot of people in the music industry that, yeah, they do have bad intentions, but there's also people who are like the biggest sweethearts. They just want to see people win. And before knowing someone, you could look at someone and know what their energy is. You can see what their intentions are. And I'm very blessed that I was able to be in rooms where people knew that, like, oh, this girl just needs like help. Like, she just needs to be on the right path. Like, let's give her these opportunities and this and that. But my whole thing is I was given a lot of opportunities, but I knew my mental state. So I would always say, I really appreciate it, but I don't think I'd be able to do this. And I don't want to burn this bridge. I think you should like, and these are like life-changing opportunities. And I'm just like, I'm not going to be able to do the best work I can do. Like, I thank you, and then I would just like recommend someone else. And that went on for like maybe 3-4 years. And everyone was just like, I never had any ill intent. And I think that just became me and my like.
Do you regret turning that stuff down?
Absolutely not. I actually was supposed to do West Side Doom. Was it West Side Doom? Yeah. Like the MF Doom cover. It was, he had hit me through the DMs. And that was the first time I think I talked to Alvin. And he was just like, I needed my face with the mask. And I was like, and I was really just going through it. I think we were talking about the prices. And then midway, I just ghosted him and then put the conversation on mute.
Yo, she treats Wes more gangster than anyone in his whole life.
You can ask. You can like, he might hate hearing this, but you can ask. Like, everyone would be like, yo, like, like DJ. I don't know. DJ, like, he'll even be like, no one wants to deal with like the drama, and they'll just be like, hey, Mariella, like, you should go call West and da da da. And I'm just like, what y'all need me to do? Give me the list. Give me the list. I'm gonna call him right now, and I'm gonna handle this. And that's just because he's my brother, like, and me and him have such fiery. I'm an Aries, he's a Leo. We both have like this very fiery, like go mentality. I don't give a fuck. But he's more like he has like, he's who I wish I was. He's my spirit animal, but I can't. I'm like, oh, like, I'll start to second guess myself. Like, I don't think I'm God.
Okay. Okay. I know what you mean. Yeah,
so
that's,
like,
I feel that.
I don't like, I dim myself down because I don't think I deserve to be, but then everyone's like, yo, you're crazy. Like, stop dimming your light. And I go, no, I'm scared. Because I'm just scared to lose everything if I pass like a certain point.
You're scared of success.
Yeah.
But then you're like, I want more success than you have now.
I don't think I want more success.
You want more fulfillment.
I think I deserve more success, but I know I'm the reason that I'm stuck. Because I used to tell myself, if I get too successful, it will ruin my ego and it'll ruin my personality. So I would intentionally not put myself in these positions that I knew were good for me. And it's like the people I had around me, while I loved them, I was scared that it would change their egos and it would change. Like, I was like thinking about the overall picture. Like, I don't want to, everything's calm. Everyone's
But
happy.
that's resistance.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not like, I know that. I know I felt like, I know
yeah,
that.
no, I don't, but I think I hope everyone knows, everyone has that feeling. And the getting past that is the thing, but it's hard.
It's hard.
And the more success, every level you hit, you're at the bottom of another level.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're like, I have to go through this shit all again. And then you get to the top, and then you're like, I gotta go through all this shit all again.
It's like same levels, new devils. Is that the thing?
Mm.
And like I would always like every new chapter, I'd always be like, okay, you know, I'd be like, it's like when you're playing a video game, right? You finish the game and then it's like replay, and then they ask you to like up the difficulty level.
Yeah.
I think that's what like everything is. Like you're gonna go do the same shit, but then it's like, fuck, I don't have this lifeline now. And now the difficulty, there's like this many coming in, and it's just like, why am I doing this? But then that's, I think the fear when the question is, why are you doing this? I get my analysis paralysis. If I really just thought about it and really thought through my emotions, bitch, you're doing this because you love this shit.
This is what you're supposed to be doing. This is what you're,
and like, it's God. And I hate mentioning God. It's, you're being tested to see if this is what you really want. And if you really deserve this. And if you put in the work, because I mean, like we have to update iPhones every year. So, you know, we have to like update and like really like check in our goals every year. It's like, is this really what we still want? And I think a lot of people get scared to do that because it's like, if you come to the conclusion, this isn't what I want, that's also admitting I just wasted how many years of my life doing this, my investments, my time, my effort.
Yeah, but that is true. But I think people are scared of realizing that's not wasted time.
Yeah.
Like you can learn something from a relationship.
Yeah, those are lessons.
Yeah, it is like, and I'm not taking this lightly, and I hope you don't like you joking about like being in love with Tyler and then that growing like to something more. I'm
still in love with him.
But like
when he ready to put the ring on it, I'm ready, daddy, let's go.
But you took that like and you like it grew because you didn't know what was gonna happen. You just were like, fuck it, no matter what, I'm just gonna jump in with both feet into the universe. Is what,
and that's like where I had my whole spiritual awakening, where I realized every success in my life has been when I had just followed my heart and followed what felt good. When I started to think, what's the next step? How am I going to plan this? That's me not trusting the universe got me. That's me trusting that, no, that's me not trusting that there was a divine plan for me. And it's like, when you don't trust someone, like, why are you going to like, you know, it's like, if you don't trust your partner's not going to do its best work.
Yeah.
So it's taken me a lot to just release, like when bad things happen, just to understand, okay, there's going to be a reason this happened. And I just need to let go of control, because I know in my heart, I've always worked with integrity. I always make sure that I don't step on people's necks. I do the best I can. And I know I'm a good person. So it's like, when bad things happen, I shouldn't think, oh my God, the universe is punishing me. No, the universe is giving me like a little tower moment to like get rid of the snakes, to like scare off the people who aren't supposed to be here, and then take me to my new next level.
You test you. Yeah. Because there's like, if we're going to do with the video game, it's like there's a boss at the end. Like you got to defeat. Life can't be easy all the time. And like, it's not that it can't be fun all the time, but you do have to deal with some shit. And like every time that something bad happens, if you move with integrity, you should come out of the other end stronger. Like you're not going to come out of that shit weaker if you move proper.
It's true. No, it's true. I had this whole conversation where I was like, what's integrity? And my friend trying to tell me, you always do the right thing and blah, blah, blah. I go, no, integrity is doing something when no one's looking. Integrity is what you do and you don't say it after. Like doing what you're doing because it's the right thing, not because of you think you're going to get something out of it after, that there's some like game plan. It's doing something when no one's looking and not bragging about it after. That's integrity.
What made you drive to Atlanta even though you were going through shit?
So 2018 was a really dark year in my life, and it was not to like be dramatic, but also not to underplay it. It was like everyone knew I was gonna die. 2018. It was kind of like the 11th hour, and I remember my ex at the time. We were having lunch with his boss, and like he was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with her. Like I've run out of options. Like I don't know. And he was like, well, what does she want to do? And she's like, she wants to have a gallery. She wants to have a pop up. Like she keeps talking about shows. And then he was like, well, how much does she need? And I like heard it. I said, I need $5,000 and I can make everything happen. And I found a place and it was in Venice and it was like the most dingy place. It was so dusty. And I was like, no, this will work. Like, let's just clean it. Let's put up the paintings. Note, I have like over 100 paintings in storage that are just in storage. So I was like, we're going to make this amazing. And we did. And we made the money to pay back his boss maybe the first week. Then we made more money and I said, let's extend it. So then, we're homeless at this time. Me and my boyfriend together, we probably had $30. So we were sleeping on the concrete in the gallery and then like taking showers at the beach every day. And, the gallery, like when you see it, it's like amazing. Like, I don't know. And then within that time, Cam Kirk, who like, this is before, do you know Cam Kirk? We've been friends for a while and he had told me like, oh, like you need to come here and do like the creators corner, creators couch, creators corner. And he was like, I'll fly you guys out. And then I told Cam, I said, Cam, can you just give me the money for what you would pay for our flights? And we're going to use that money to just rent a car and get an Airbnb and just stay out in Atlanta because we have nowhere to go anyways. Then he was just like, well, let's do that. So we drove with all my paintings and it was just like a domino effect. I think 2 days before we were supposed to leave, that's when Wes hit me about Tana Talk 3. And he was like, so this is the deal. We were supposed to give them an album cover 3 days ago.
Wait, what?
And that's every single project I've ever done for him. It's like, when was the deadline? 3 days ago. Like,
we know you work well with a time constraint.
And then he's like, I know you ghosted me the first time for West Side Doom, blah, blah, blah. Like, please do this. And I was just like,
he called you out.
Yeah, because that was our last conversation. And I hadn't met him at the time yet. And I was like, I don't really want to paint this baby. I was saying that.
He sent you the picture?
Mm-hmm. And he was telling me the whole history. And, I just don't really know. I'm just like, okay. I was like, well, do you have, and this is a time like Benny had just gotten out. And I was like, well, do you have anything that I could hear? But, there's not really stuff that they can show me. He's just telling me the whole history. And he's just like, I'm promising you, like, this is it. And like, my ex was like, bro, we're driving to Atlanta and we have like $200. Please fucking do this commission. So I'm like, okay, let me do this, baby.
That's crazy.
And I did it in the garage and I was like, oh, and I told him, I said, oh, okay, we're going to be in Atlanta. And he was like, well, I live in Atlanta. And I was like, okay. So, it kind of lined up where I was like, I'll just finish it. We'll drop it off. And, we had stayed out. This was like August. And I think Tana Talk 3 came around like November, but we were still in Atlanta during that time. And this is why I love Benny. And I will always, no matter how hard he is, I probably shouldn't call him a jelly bean, but I'm going to call him a jelly bean anyways. A red one, because red jelly beans are great. But it was the cutest, it was the sweetest thing. It was the most humbling thing. It was a phone call. It was right before Tana Talk 3 was going to like drop. And like Benny was like, yo, no one going to fuck with this. Like, no, and then like Alvin was like, yo, shut the fuck up. This is going to change the world. This is going to this is going to be a fucking classic. Like, you told your fucking story and this is the story that needs to be heard. Like, just calm the fuck down. And like, I was just like, oh my God, is this how rappers are? Because we were like, it was at Alvin's like personal house, and like, It was just the sweetest thing. Like,
he was nervous.
Yeah. And it's just like, I've never seen, I've been around rappers. It's just, I've never seen like, you would think that a rapper would be confident because it's done and that's how they portray it. But it's like, I didn't really think about it then. It's like he had just gotten out. This was like his introduction really to the world.
Yeah. And he's an artist. He has the same feelings that you and I have about our whatever we're creating, like you're not going to create stuff if you're not hard on it.
I know. It's just like, I don't know. I remember that conversation. Then I I don't really think in the moment, but then I'm just like, that shit probably meant so much. Like I didn't like Sheen Gun, like that had to be the cover. And like, it was funny. I didn't know.
And that's history now.
I didn't
that
know.
cover is.
I didn't know how big it was. Like my ex, like that was his favorite sweater. I wore it for like 2 years after, and we would be going out. Like we went to Kiss and like, yo, like the TikTok 3 da, da, da. And then he'd be like, my girl painted this. And I'd be trying to get ice cream. I'd be like, what? What's happening? Oh yeah, I painted it. Okay. But I don't know. That was just, I didn't realize how big it was going to get. And it was crazy to see. Like I'd really been there for all of it. I mean, I remember when like, Alvin had his first meeting with like Jay-Z. He was at his house and he was telling, like, I guess Jay-Z had an art collection and like Alvin was like, you need to get some, how he says my name, Mariella Angelo. And like he was telling me that. And then like when he left Jay-Z's house, he called me right away. It was like 9:00. What was I painting? I was painting something. I think I was painting Gucci, but he was like, yo. And then I was like, what's up? And he was like, yo, like our lives are about to change. And I was just like, what are you talking about? He's talking like, we're family. And he's just like, I told Jay-Z about it, blah, blah. And he was just like, I think I'm going to get signed. They didn't announce this was April. They didn't announce that they got signed till like August, I think. So I didn't realize that this was like something like, I thought it was something that was going to happen right away. Yeah. And he was telling me, but like, I didn't realize I knew some like top secret shit. Like, and, Alvin was like my brother, like everything. Moving forward stuff, it was always like we would talk about it and we would like bounce back ideas. And I think he really loved the art world and he wanted to be more than just a rapper. He had a vision for everyone. And
he's a curator.
Yes.
You don't like that? You just like convulsed when I said it.
Can you take something out if I say something?
I can, yeah.
No, can we just move on?
Okay, yeah.
Then ask me about it later.
All right. How did the Tana Talk 4 cover come together then?
Because who else would do it? I mean, that's all I can say. That's all and Benny said the same thing. Who else would do Tana Talk 4 if not Mariella? And I kind of like, how it was supposed to come early. It was supposed to come out earlier. That was kind of my fuck up probably. We had Art Basel and then, Alvin got COVID, but he had sent me the picture and I was like, what's this? And he just replies TT4. And I was like, word. And I was like, okay, well, let me know the sizes. Like usually, things like sizes and then send me half a down payment and then cool, I'll start it. But none of that really happened. And then maybe like a month later, they were doing that for that video shoot and he bumped into Benny and like Alvin hit me up and was like, yo, so is it done? And I was like, what are you talking about? Is it done? And he was like, the cover. And I was like, no, the cover is not done because I didn't start it. You didn't confirm what size you wanted it. Granted, he uses the same size, but you never know if he wants like a bigger or smaller size. And he was just like, yo, like, blah, blah, blah. Like,
and you had the picture.
Yeah, the picture. And he was just saying that, like, I guess they couldn't start promoting it until the artwork was submitted. So, and they were already supposed to start promo. And I was just like, well, that's not my fault. That's your miscommunication, sir. But granted, he was dealing with COVID. So I was tired.
You think he's your spirit animal? I think you're his spirit animal. You're the only person who tells him off.
And that's the thing. That's why we bump heads like siblings. Like we're siblings. That's what it is. And it's just frustrating.
So you're the reason the album was out there.
No, I don't want to say I'm the reason, but
headline news.
It came out when it was supposed to come out and it was great.
Amazing.
Like the fucking, what is it? They broke records on Spotify for the most streamed. And
it's a very different album cover than the first one too.
Give me your honest opinion, because everyone kind of gassed me up, but everyone also like people were gassing me up saying, oh my God, congratulations. It's so finally great to see you work with Griselda.
Wait, people are saying that?
You can look through my Instagram comments.
Those people are dumb as fuck.
And I'm like, did I not do FNIC? Did I not do Hitler? Did I not do this? And I was just, I'm like,
that's his favorite project. FNIC.
It was hard, right? The machine gun black song. I was like, when I first listened to it, I said, this motherfucker did not just was it prophesize his death, and like I got chills every time I listen to it. I get chills, and I feel like he's around, and I just say I can't listen to this. Like it scares me. It's kind of wild. Like, it's very deep, and I was like, I'm very glad that I was able to do that cover. That's one of my favorites.
So you asked you said people gassing you up about.
No, yeah. Where I appreciate them liking it, but personally, I know it wasn't my best work because the picture I was working with, I'll show you. It was a very difficult picture to work.
It's also such a different style than you normally do.
The actual picture, you can't even see Benny's face. It's a very, very old picture. You know, it's years old, and like D-Jack, who I love, D-Jack.
Shout out D-Jack.
We have to shout you out. D-Jack, I won't say how, but D-Jack is the reason my show is actually happening. And he's helped a lot. And it's more generosity than I could ever expect from anyone. But I just had to say that. Thank you, D-Jack. I love you. Love you, love you, love you. But he was telling me like, yo, you got to, because I kept saying the picture was shit. But then he was like, you got to understand, like at that time, no one was really trying to get pictures. Like Sheen was like, what, like 12, 13, 14. So he was out in the streets. Like no one was really trying to take pictures with the kids. Like, so hearing that, like that might've been the only picture of the three of them. So it was like, I think a lot of people don't really think about that. I know, like, cause I know they're gassing it up, but I know a lot of people are like, this isn't like how, art curated by West Side Gun type thing is, but I did the best I can. I restarted it like 3 times, and like I have like 3 different versions in my room, literally, and they're like big paintings.
Really?
All the paintings I do.
Do you have pictures of the first 2?
Yeah, I mean they're not like they're similar. It's just like it's just not as clean, and it's just the main thing.
And you hadn't heard the album, so you did both covers without hearing any music. From those Tana Talk 3 and 4, you did them without hearing the albums.
Tana Talk 3, I probably heard a couple songs, and then Tana Talk 4, I did hear a couple songs. I did live because I was in the studio with them.
Okay.
But it wasn't anything like, because usually when I do album covers, I want to hear the music and vibe to it. But because the music at some point will get me anxious, I'm just like, okay, like I know Benny's Hearts, I know the stories. I make my ex like tell me like what's going on and what's like that. But because
Tana Talk 3 is such like as you said, he didn't know what was going to happen with it, so it's like a dark cover matches with it. This one, he's already made it, and it's
what is your opinion of Tana Talk 3, the cover? Because I'm gonna tell you what
my opinion of 3 is. I think that's one of my favorite Griselda covers.
Why?
Because it's Sheen Gun Black as a baby. It's the same reason I like in this. I don't want to West Side or whatever the art is whatever everyone doesn't expect. And that's what I like about it. I like that if I didn't like it, I wouldn't have bought a rug. I wouldn't have bought a hoodie of it. The Tana Talk 3 cover is just unique and unlike anything else. Right? Like it's just a black portrait of Sheen Gun Black as a baby.
So do you want to know the whole story with that?
Yes.
So basically I did it, and like, we had 2 days before we had to leave to Atlanta and shit. The first one, it wasn't coming out right at all, and I was freaking out, and I was like, oh my God, this can't be a bad painting. Like I'm not gonna like, especially he had passed away, and I was like, I can't do that. My ex is like, all right, do you want to go like pop some pills right now and roll? And and he was just like, every time you roll, you paint good. So I was like, fuck, okay, let's go buy some shit. I rolled balls, and then I painted it while I was rolling.
Wait, so you X or Molly?
X.
At first I was like, why are you recording that? It's gonna be recorded, but you need that.
I need the
you were rolling on X while painting the Tana Talk 3 cover.
If you see the cover, there's like on the top right, there's a blue mark, right? That's because the next day I was like, okay, I had to clean everything up. And like, we just got like, I was like, Rebecca, I'm like, I need to make it black. Cause the original photo, it's curtains. It's like blue curtains, the original photo. And I was like, I need to make it black, like cool. You know, and I was already like coming down. I was like, I don't want to be doing this, but we had to go pack already. We had to get ready. And I didn't like paint. I didn't paint over the little blue line on the top. So yeah, it was, I always laugh when I see it where I'm just like, I wonder if people really think about that little blue spot right there.
I've never thought about it before. That's amazing. That's crazy. Do they know that you were rolling on?
I mean, I tell the story like here and there, like,
yeah.
I know, I'll show you the picture later of how it was looking before. It was not. I think
it came out just how it was supposed to.
I know it was meant to be. It was meant to be, but
you don't feel that way about 4?
I don't know. I should have rolled. Like my ex wasn't down. I told him if you were.
It's all his fault.
We were already broken up at that point, but I was telling.
We're getting back together for me to paint this cover, and then we're done again. I need to take this picture.
No, but I think just in general too, like me painting full bodies is already hard because I'm just like a portrait person, you know. I
liked how light the album cover was because he did make it like the first one's dark and you didn't know, and this one he has like made it to a certain point.
And I'm so like, because like the first version I submitted it, and like Alvin was telling me like this isn't it. Like he wasn't telling me redo it, but he was like, I know you're doper than this. Like I don't want you to put out work that's not. And I already knew that. Like I was already like, so I was super insecure about my work at the time. Like not even just this cover, but everything else I was doing. It was just bad time. Like I wasn't on my shit. And Benny was like, no, this is it. I'm ready. Like Benny was just excited to put the project out. And I was just like, guys, like, please just give me another week. Like Benny was like gonna love it no matter what. Like Benny was excited because Benny wanted it out. But I do understand Alvin where it was like he knows what I'm capable of, and he knew what he didn't want me to like release something just because of like wanting to get over it. Mm-hmm. And I always appreciated that when I guess like I do because
you keep it real with him. He's gonna keep it real with you.
Like, yeah, but like, and but the thing with him is he'll ghost me for like a day, not a week, a day. Like he won't say nothing about it. I'm sending him pictures like, is this cool? And then he hitting up people like, yo, this is not it. And they're just like, Alvin, just fucking tell her that this isn't it. Like just tread lightly and say you're doper than this. And like, I think like artist egos are so like, especially when it's not like you're not a painter, I'm not a rapper. Like I'm not gonna be here like criticizing his rap. But I think it's just like it's hard to find. It's not hard to find that respect, but it's hard to like guarantee there's not going to be a negative like reaction. But I always appreciate when he tells me it's not it.
How about the Hitler portrait?
You mean the one that wasn't used for the cover? That I thought was supposed to be used for the cover?
Yeah, that one.
I'm sure you saw it. I someone asked me on a.
He has the hoodie of that. Do you have it with you? The Hitler hoodie?
Yeah, that was like, what's it called? Someone, I have my little ask things on my Instagram, and someone had said like, because I was getting death threats, and that was a thing where
because people who don't know Griselda, I feel that when I wear like a Hitler piece from West Out, it's like people don't know. Yeah, like they don't get it if they don't get it. Yeah, like.
So it was kind of hurtful because like I had a really close friend who was super like, he's always supporting me. But then, and that's why I really threaded lightly. Like I probably only posted it once when it came out, because I will say, which was like a hard thing for me. That portrait was one of the best portraits I'd ever done.
That is beautiful.
Because I'm going to show you the picture before the X's, and like, it was the best like portrait I've ever done in my life, and I hated it because it was fucking Hitler, and I already felt sick because I probably looked through Google trying to find a picture of him for maybe like 2 hours. So of course you're seeing the Hitler photos, you're seeing the Holocaust things, and like I can't be around that negativity without feeling physically sick. But I went through it. Like I I did that. I found the picture and I was like, it was a black and white picture. And I was like, no, okay, Alvin, like, this is the picture. And he was like, nah, that's too Hitler. Like, that's too much of Hitler for it to be the cover. And I said, no, okay. I was like, I think we should do some shit where it's like, it's your tattoos. And then even if that, I don't want people thinking that we're trying to say you're Hitler. My whole thing is I always think about like old school yearbook photos. And I was like, you know, like the type where you like fuck with the person you don't fuck with and you like draw X's and horns and be like stinky, like some shit like that, like something cute. I was like, that shit would totally pop off. Like a very serious photo of him, a very prestige, like oil painting. And then to really fuck with it and just put like a really vibrant ass X and horns. And he like really fucked with that idea. And I was like, yeah, it kind of broke me because like,
so you got death threats from it.
I got that. I think maybe, I don't know if he did, and maybe he just doesn't ignore it. Like, I doubt
he takes as much offense to it as like,
because he'd just be like, fuck you. And like,
exactly. Yeah.
But I was getting like, it was weird where, I'll get things where people they'll disagree with it, and they'll just be like, but I was getting real like death threats, and I was like, I don't know how to respond to this, and I don't know. And then I know Wes had told me he was going to take photos for an alternative cover. And he said, because Spotify wouldn't allow like the cover I did for that to be in it. So I said, okay. But I knew there was going to be two versions. I just didn't think it would be two versions of him.
Yeah.
And then I guess he just used my version to like sell art and merch and stuff.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Like someone asked me about the like thing, and I did like I always see it on Reddit where I like talk about it where I'm like, yeah, like it's the whole devil wears Prada thing, and it's not glorifying Hitler at all. It's like, if anything, it's disrespecting him. And I think a lot of people just kind of, not to like gas myself up, but when it's a good portrait of an evil man, it seems like you're glorifying him. But no, it was meant to like show like some type of disrespect. Like we're not Nazis here. We're not.
Yeah, and you're like an Asian woman. Like
that's where I'm just like.
Because I'll even say this to Jay, like I am like a straight white, not Jewish guy. So it is a different thing when I wear something with Hitler than like if anyone else who's not, you know what I mean? Like, but it is like people are so ignorant, like they don't.
Yeah. But I think like I was able to navigate it because it was literally just like a flashback to when I first started painting. And it's like, so you're an Asian girl painting Black rappers and and I'm just like, you know what, let me not get offended the way I used to, and just understand that it's coming from a place of ignorance and not knowing. And let me just explain it the best way I could.
Yeah.
Without disrespect. And I understand there was like, I felt really bad, like personal friends who were really like, they were just getting triggered off seeing it. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry, but understand.
Like you can watch movies about horrible people and you don't get like mad at the director.
But I think it's like, if it like, these are like close friends where it's like, oh, Mariella's like, I love her. She's like, but she's spending her time painting someone that probably like killed my ancestors. And it's a hard thing for like, it hurt me. And there's nothing for me to justify it. Like, I don't want to be like, it's because it's going to be the album cover and it's going to be a big thing. And I just like, all I could say is I apologize. I was just doing what I was hired to do. And as an artist, I'm never going to half-ass a portrait. I'm going to put all my emotion into it. I don't want you guys to think it's good emotion. I don't want you to think because it came out good, it was positive emotions. But
it sucks that people would even feel that way and not understand, like just to take a step back. And I get why people, but like just take a step back and understand that it's not your fault or that it's, I don't know.
No, but I understand. Like I never got mad. Like all I could do is say sorry. Like, that's all I could really do. And I am so thankful that people who are close to me or people who have met me know my heart. So there wasn't that much, but I do like constantly like, I didn't keep the rug. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But even if the rug was hard. It's
The rug is
the
hard.
rug is hard
Did you get that rug? Do you have a Hitler rug or just?
Because I wanted, when I was designing it, I was like, but it was too much to do it. But like I wanted the like X's and the horns to like glow in the dark.
Oh, that would have been.
But
crazy.
that shit was gonna be like, then you would have had to sell the rugs for like $500. I was like, no, like let's not do that.
I thought the prices on the rug were great.
Thank you. I made them. Prices.
I love it. I love my rug so much. It's just so funny watching people's reaction who don't know Griselda walk in and seeing me have that rug on the ground.
It's funny because like I was like, I want to bring presents, and I was like trying to call Jawad, and I was like, I wanted to bring you a rug. But I was like, what rug can I bring him? What would he fuck with? But then I was like, wait, can they bring a rug like without like take space in their baggage? And I was just like, maybe I'll just ask them later what rugs you want, and then I'll send it to you.
Oh, like, thank you very much.
And you can't show up anywhere empty-handed. Like, stop.
I know it's funny that shout out Jawad, Made in New York, for putting this together. But like, I have wanted to talk to you basically since the podcast started. So it's cool that we're in LA. I got to sit down with you.
I'm so gassed about that since the podcast started. Like, you had a lot of podcasts, first of all. I was like in the car. I remember I was in the car, bad driver, but I was still scrolling. Like, I'm like, damn. I was like, I remember I hit up Jawad and I said, bro, I don't think I'm that interesting enough to be on this shit. And then he was like, you're the most interesting person I know. And then he was like, no, and I was like, but you know Jay-Z. And then I was like, you know what? You're right. I might be the most interesting person.
You are the new Jay-Z. That's what everyone says. I do have to ask the story because you told me before the Dirty Sprite 2 cover. That is crazy to me.
You know what?
I have the Hoffa t-shirt on. Like... We've talked about Canada Talk 3, 4. Dirty Sprite 2 is honestly one of the most influential rap albums and will be of all time. It changed rap music forever. It's just like Tana Talk 3. I mean, shit. And you did like...
It's so funny because this is like this week. Okay, this is the 4th time that like someone in my life found out. And I was like, how did you not know this? And they're like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah.
You should just post every week that you did the cover on Instagram.
I posted a few. I posted a few times. I posted a few times, and I'm just like, okay, like that's when some people find out. But like, even D-Jack was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Yeah, what do you? Yeah, like that was like what? It's I hate it too because and we never found the picture, but I have a picture with like Future, and like it was during that time. And I didn't appreciate his greatness as I should have. Cause let me make it clear. Future's my number one now. Like he number one, top, whatever. He's number one. I didn't appreciate his greatness. And we were just talking and like, and like, I wish I would have said more. And I would have
Wait, you haven't seen him since?
No.
Wait, I feel like you could.
No, I easily could, right? Like,
yeah, you designed one of the honestly one of the most famous rap covers.
And I literally I was texting Ebony, like his best friend, and she's the CEO of Free Bands. Like I was texting her like the other day. I'm like, I need to invite her to my show, and I'm just like. But I'm actually painting Future right now, and it's so cute. Like the hat says like whole lot of syrup. It's gonna be so good. Like I can't even deal. But
I can't believe that. How did you get the cover?
It's a long story because there was some like drama with the copyright, but I did that. Yeah, it was around the time and it's funny because I got paid for it, but they never took it. And I think it's still in my storage. I might even bring it out for my show.
The original?
Yeah. Like I still have it. Like I got paid for it, but I still have it.
Crazy. That's great. Do you know how much that's probably worth now?
I don't know. It's what I'm going to charge.
Yeah, no, I know you're the artist who did. I'm just more saying that rhetorically that's just sitting somewhere.
Like, it's fun. And that's where I was telling you earlier when we had first met where I meet people and I do things, but I don't know the severity or who they are or what it is. I just like, okay, let me just do this art for you. Like, let me focus on this. Not, oh my God, you're this. Like, but I regret it. I need to do my fact checking next time. I should have said like, because you don't understand how much like Future means to me now. Like, Literally the only artist that I could listen to that doesn't trigger any of my anxiety, doesn't like.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's the beats and like that, like I don't know, like that's why like I defend him so much now when people are like he's toxic, and I go he's not toxic, because the definition of toxicity is what drains you, what takes something away from you. When I listen to Future, I feel like that bitch. I feel like my like game mode. Like he is not toxic. Maybe the things he does is toxic, but he himself is uplifting a lot of fucking people. So every time someone calls him toxic, I'm gonna slap a bitch and I'm gonna defend him to the life. Like, and it is what it is. Just
Yeah.
And I like there's so many times where I was down, and it was just I have a Future playlist, and I'm like, all right, back on my shit, and I'm so grateful for that. And it's just weird because then I'm like, why didn't I appreciate him more when he was right there? He had his weird hat on.
Well, you're just like, oh, what's up, bro? I'll talk to you later. just dap him up and move on.
No, we were talking for a while, like,
No.
And he was telling me, like, we were talking for like a really long while, and he was just like, yeah, like, da, 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 da. He was like, we needed to be like 5 feet. He was like, no, first he was trying to get it to be like taller than him because they wanted to take it out during the show. So it was, when that album came out, they were doing pop-up shows and shit. The one in West Hollywood ended up getting canceled because there was too much of a riot and shit. But originally they were going to take the painting out during the show. So like I had been waiting all day. Like I was like, when are you going to pick up the guy? And they're like, oh, his flight got like delayed. And then next thing you know, you see in the news, like there's a riot and the show's canceled. And they were just like, okay, you're still going to get paid, but like just da-da-da. And I was like, okay.
Now you still have the paper.
Like,
would you give it to Future at this point?
Yeah.
I hope Future listens to this podcast.
No, I mean, like I talk about it all the time with like Ebony and stuff. And I'm just like, because like Atlanta music scene is great. Everyone knows everyone, and just
we're going down to Atlanta pretty soon.
Come?
Yeah, come out to Atlanta.
What dates?
We'll talk about this. I'm not sure yet. Yeah.
All the fangirls gonna be like, "Oh my God, Sam Buck's been in Atlanta. You go see him."
We'll talk after.
Did we become best friends?
Yeah, this was dope as fuck.
I like you.
I like you too. Jay, you're all right.
You can be like, who's
I want to hear his take on the Tana Talk 4 cover. You asked me. Can I hand it to him?
Yes.
Shit on it. I'm just
no,
kidding.
no. Tell me the truth. I don't like because I'll shit on it. I'll tell you everything. Like, but wait, let me show you the picture I was working with prior to like because I think that
you can tell your take on it. I hate that people have just been looking at my crotch this whole podcast.
I hope they zoom in.
They just get me my white ass knees.
When does this come out?
A couple weeks.
Oh my gosh. Before my birthday, after my birthday.
I could try to put it out on your birthday.
Oh my God, yes. I was low-key supposed to.
Are you going to say how you feel about it?
No, wait, I'm showing him the picture that I was working with.
Oh, that's a dope picture.
But hard to paint. Come on. Hard to paint.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Like like from what I'm painting, which is up close portraits, to like work with that. It's and then
probably is one of the very few pictures of Sheik on Black.
Yeah. And he couldn't find the actual like it's a picture of the picture. So it's not even like there's a real picture, let's scan it, let's get the best version of it. It was just that's all they have. So I want it's a lot of pressure where it's like, okay, one, I'm not gonna complain and be like, find me another picture, but two, let me not disrespect this family like picture, So it was a lot. And then plus the time crunch, and it was just like Benny's like, I don't care, like I love it no matter what. But it's like, no, like I understand that this is a memory. This is what they're going to be passing on to their kids. And like to honor Machine Gun Black, like I don't know how many more album covers are going to be with him. Like, there's only so much. And, Machine Gun was like a big pillar, and just like from what I like, they used to tell me like,
literally,
yeah.
I mean, you painted it way better than the picture looks for sure.
Really?
But I know.
Say it louder. Oh my gosh. Say it louder because
truthfully though, for real, I really do feel like that picture looks a lot better than the picture you had to scale it off of. But I know portraits is your shit. So the wide scale portrait on a whole big canvas. I know it's your shit. So I do like Tennis Hawk 3 a little bit more just because it's a little more detailed and focused in on one character opposed to a full frame.
And I was rolling. I really
Last
appreciate
question. You ever
that.
do DMT?
Oh my God, I need to.
I just cut you off for that. I'm sorry.
I need to.
All right.
Do you have some?
Not on me.
Should we do it in Atlanta?
I don't think we should be talking about this. Yeah, maybe. We're gonna
Wait, blink twice to tell everyone that we're just kidding.
All right. Peace, everyone.